Well, I'm back. I got hungry, decided I'd fix me an omelet for a late breakfast and an early lunch. So, y'all bear with me. I'm not all together this morning. First of all, I gotta peel me a potato. Get a knife. Back this up so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not all here this morning. I tried to find a little potato and all I could find, all of my potatoes are really big. So y'all have to bear with me. I haven't fixed an omelet in a while, so. I'm just cutting up my potato here. I like to cut it up in relatively small pieces to go in an omelet so it'll cook pretty fast. Otherwise, you're there all day trying to wait for your potatoes to get done. And I know this is a lot of potato, but I couldn't help it. My potatoes are pretty big potatoes this time, the whole bag. It's going to be a healthy omelet, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes in there cooking. Well, I cut up an onion, or part of an onion. This will be a omelet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As big as it'll be. I need my bigger knife to cut this onion. That's a strong onion. Can't keep my eyes open, y'all. Should have just put it in the blender, I guess. And I'm only putting about half of that in there. Don't need all of it in there. Oh. Oh, my eyes. I forgot to turn my other light on. Well, you know what? Since I got that whole potato in there, I'm going to put the whole onion. And like I said, this is going to be an omelet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll just eat part of it now and part of it for dinner later. Move the camera over here. Whew. My eyes are burning, y'all. Sorry about that. I thought I had the camera turned this way. See my eyes? Whew, that was a strong onion. I didn't even put my dishes away. And I forgot my sausages. Gotta get my sausages, y'all. Whew. And I'm just cutting up some of this link sausage. That'll help make it a meal. Put some meat in there. And I'm just cutting it up kind of thin. Throw it right in my pan. There, that should be enough. Put that back in the refrigerator. I make a mess, don't I? I think I need a bigger plate than this one. Let me get some salt and pepper. A little bit of garlic salt. Regular salt. Not much. A little bit of pepper. Not much of that either. Turn that down a little bit because I want those potatoes to cook just a little bit. I need a bowl to break my eggs in. May have to go 4 eggs for that much. So I'll definitely have breakfast, lunch, and dinner all together here today. Cooking one time. And I'm just going to beat those up a little bit. You can use a whisk if you'd like. I usually just use my fork. Set those aside a minute. Potatoes are almost done. Oh, I gotta take out some scraps, that's for sure. Put them on the compost pile. It's so hot I can't keep the tumbler wet, so I'm just putting all my scraps on my compost pile. Or my leaf pile. Whatever you want to call it. And you can use basically any kind of sausage you want in your omelet. You can use ham. I just had this link sausage available this morning. My other sausage is frozen. And I didn't have ham, so I'm just using what I had available. Goes back to the old thing, the old saying of use what you got. And if you put a lid on that, it'll cook faster. I just didn't put a lid on mine this morning. But I still could make it cook just a little bit faster. And I'm down to about a handful of walking onions that I still got to plant. As I've been finding pots available, I've been planting onions, so I should have enough walking onions next year. Shouldn't have to really buy a lot of onions. Nose is running because of smelling that onion. And I'm going to have to make me another cup of coffee to go with this omelet. And I'm going to put just a little bit of milk in my eggs. Not much. I had a little bit in that can, so I'm going to put that in there. Mix it up. You just want to try to get the pieces of potato kind of tender. You don't want them raw by the time when you put your eggs in there, because if you do, your potatoes are not going to be cooked by the time the eggs are done. So just make sure your potatoes are cooked. That's all I'm doing right now, is trying to get my potatoes cooked. That was the reason I cut them up in kind of small pieces. I don't want great big pieces in my omelet. For one, they take too long to cook. And I just don't like great big pieces of potato in my omelet. I like the smaller pieces. Oh, let's see. It's a waiting game now. Just waiting for my taters to get done. I know, I'm being silly. Being silly, y'all. I think this heat, though, makes you silly. Gotta have me some water. Didn't drink any water after coming in from moving that wood and got so hot. I drank a hot cup of coffee. Oh, that's good. Good water. But experiment with omelets. Put different meats in your omelet. You can put chicken in your omelet. You can make a dinner omelet and use chicken in it. You can use pork, beef, sausage, any kind of sausage. You know, just because it's an omelet doesn't mean you got to go with bacon or ham or sausage. Make a chicken omelet, make a pork chop omelet, make a beef omelet. Anything you have available, put it in your omelet. You'll surprise yourself how good it will be. Especially if it's a lunch or dinner omelet. Go crazy with the meat. You don't have to go with the breakfast sausage or ham or bacon. Go with the dinner meat. I just got hung up on my doorknob for my cabinet. Okay, now I'm going to add my eggs. I'm going to add some cheese. You can use cheddar, mozzarella, mixed cheese, whatever kind of cheese you want on it. Put as much or as little amount of cheese as you want on your omelet. It's up to you. You're the one that's going to eat it. I think that'll do it for me. Now I'm going to put the lid on it because I want the top of it to get cooked, because I'm not flipping it over. I just leave it on the one side and I cook it, especially one that big. I will turn it down just a tiny bit. And where is my pan? This is when you want the heat to be really distributed under your omelet. Because you want it to cook evenly. And the more help I feel like my pans get about distributing heat evenly, I feel like the better off I am. Now, we just got to wait and let that cook a little bit. And you know what? Since it's a dinner omelet, I think I might add, let's see. I thought I had some pecane sauce. Yep, I do. You can add tomatoes to it. You can add, and mine is frozen. I thought it looked kind of funny down there in the jar. In this kind of weather, just about everything in my refrigerator freezes. really didn't want to put frozen pecani sauce in there, but hey. I'm not putting much. Just spread a little bit out around. And you don't have to do this, it's up to you. I'm kind of turning it into a Mexican omelet. Sometimes I put sliced tomatoes on the top of it. But since I don't have fresh tomatoes, I'll just put that. And that's enough. Just a little bit to give it some pecani flavor. And I made another mess over here. Got pecani sauce on the counter. You can use Texas Pete. Some people like the hot Texas Pete to kind of sprinkle a little bit on their omelet, especially if they're going to eat it for dinner. I don't really like too much of that because it gets too hot for me. But I do like a little bit of hot sauce. I just like it kind of mild. Just a hint of hot. And we're cooking it on kind of a low heat because I don't want the bottom of my omelet to burn. I don't want it to cook fast on the bottom to burn it and then the top not be done. So you turn your heat down kind of low and let it slow cook until all the egg on the top of your omelet is cooked done. Since we're not flipping it, it's almost kind of like putting it in the oven and baking it, only we're doing it on the stove. And I think you will enjoy it. If I'd had chicken or some leftover beef, I would have been glad to put beef or chicken or a combination of both in there. It's almost like building you a meat lover's pizza. You can do your omelets that way too. Just put different types of meat in your omelet. All at one time. It makes it really good. Especially if you're going to eat it, like I said, for lunch or dinner. It's even good for breakfast, but it makes a really good meal. I grew up eating omelets of all kinds. And I just like to turn mine into a meal where I put potatoes, onions, meat, whatever I can find in my omelet. I keep getting hung up on this door. My pocket gets in there. That's looking good, y'all. Ooh, it looks good. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to run out there and get me a few sprigs of basil. And I'm going to put some fresh basil on there. I think that's going to look good. I mean, it's good. Not only going to look good, but it's going to taste good. so neat when you can just run out in your garden and pick you a handful of basil or pull you up some onion. And I'm just gonna throw it right on the top. You'd be surprised the flavor that that basil will give that. And I drop a leaf in the floor. It is clean. There. That's enough. It doesn't take much. It's a nice garnish, and it gives it a good flavor. And it'll cook down. There's no telling what you're going to see on my cooking shows. But you get the idea. Use what you got. Use your imagination when you're cooking. Just because a recipe says do this, that, and the other, or add this, you can use your imagination and supplement with whatever you want to supplement with. If it says bacon, put chicken. If it says chicken, put beef. Experiment. You might be surprised, and you might be glad you did. Okay, that egg is starting to cook on top. And my cheese is getting stringy. You can put hot pepper flakes on it if you want. Just sprinkle a few on the top. It's up to you. I've done that in the past and it was pretty good. I just don't like it that hot anymore. Putting the lid on it helps hold the heat in, so it helps cook it faster, and it'll help cook it from the top as well. It's looking good, y'all. I'm going to watch it fairly close because I don't want it to burn. And the cheese melting on the top, right along with the pecane sauce being on the top, will be misgiving. It'll look like your egg is not completely done when it is. It'll be a little wet because of your pecane sauce or your cheese. Just going around loosening the bottom up a little bit. I don't want to break my omelet. I think pretty much my egg is done. Slide it right off in my plate. And there's our omelet, y'all. Don't that look good? But like I said, that's enough for 2 or 3 meals for me. I'm not eating all that at one time. I'll eat a couple of slices now for my breakfast and lunch, and then I'll eat some for my dinner tonight. Oops, I almost lost it. But there you go. I'll give you the first bite. It's steaming hot. Anybody would be proud to eat that. Oh yeah. That is so good. That is winning, y'all. Try you a omelet for dinner or omelet for lunch. Turn it into a meal other than a breakfast. And with that, I'm going to wish y'all a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.